Rockford's NAACP president died over the weekend. The family of George Scott says he leaves a legacy, more than just leading Rockford's civil rights group. WIFR's Nathaniel Langley meets with his nephew. He says he's inspired to carry his uncle's pursuit of justice.
Daniel David Scott believes he found his calling thanks to his uncle. And it's a mission he hopes will grow from George's love for community.
It's kind of a roller coaster from there.
David Scott left school early for a visit to the hospital.
My dad never pulls me out of school early, so I know something serious has happened.
That something serious was George Scott awaiting medical tests.
We see him in critical condition, and it is bad.
George died the night of January 17th at 63 years old.
It's a really tough time for our family. This is a big loss, very unexpected.
George led Rockford's branch of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, or NAACP.
I think he's kind of highlighted the kind of racial divides within our communities and has illustrated how we need to fix them.
But David better knew the local president as his uncle.
You can talk to him about anything, like sports, politics, whatever. He wanted everyone to be included.
The nephew serves as president for Rockford's NAACP Youth Council.
He kind of got me into this role. He mentored me through it.
David now asks how he can live a life like his uncle's.
I really think, what can I do to change my community? What can I do to change my own life?
Family credits George as a driving force for Rockford's Race Summit, which we attended last summer.
Racism exists in Rockford. It's no secret.
The NAACP president offered words that ring beyond the event dedicated to eliminating racism.
Maybe this seed that's planted in Rockford might be planted throughout the world.
David finds some peace in George's death, nearly coinciding with Martin Luther King Jr. Day. He says both stood for change that needs to happen now.
Now, the family says funeral services will be announced in the coming days. George served on more than 18 committees dedicated to fighting injustice.